everybody, welcome to rollout day. Today I'm going to attempt to roll out every inch of my body. Props for today, it'll be helpful if you have a foam roller, but I'm hearing people are using cans of food. That might be a little small or a little hard, but anything that is strong and rolls is good. And some form of ball. This is a lacrosse ball, but tennis balls or those racket balls or anything like that work. You can either have it just like this, or better, putting two in a sock. And I did a video about this a little while ago, how to make this. Okay, let's start. I'm gonna start in the shoulder area. So we've done this one a little bit while ago in a different video, but I'm gonna add to it. So we're gonna bring one arm to a 90-degree angle, so it's making a U, or a 90-degree angle this way from my body. And then I'm gonna put my other hand up like this, my leg up, and press to the other side. That opens my pecs a lot. To add to this, I'm going to put my lacrosse ball, either the single or the double, in my pec area. Get a nice positioning, whatever feels really tight, put it right there. And then lower your head on the ground, lift your leg up and twist into it. Once you get into position, you might have to adjust a little bit to get that perfect spot. And I'm gonna breathe here. And come back down to my stomach. Other side, put it in there. Right leg up, this arm to a 90-degree angle, and over to twist. Again, you might have to adjust it once you start turning. And come back down to the center. You can hold it for as long as you want. We're gonna take this same contraption, again, if you have the single ball, that's okay too, and put it right underneath on my deltoid. If you wanna add this in as a pillow, that's nice too. Make sure nothing hurts, that it feels like it's releasing. It might be tender, but make sure that nothing hurts, like it's causing you pain. And you can, since it's all rolly things, slowly roll down the arm or lift up and adjust. So you can also lift up and adjust the ball to a new spot. I'm just going right down the side of my arm. This is really intense. And then we want to get this part of the arm. So flip and lean. And then flip and put your palm on and roll your palm around the ball. We will go to the other side in a second, but since we're already here in position, I'm going to move on to this part of the body. So I'm going to place this under my armpit. And if it doesn't feel tight, then you can just slide down until it does. I'm on my lats at the moment, pushing down. Leaning my weight into the foam roller. If a particular spot hurts more than the other, stay in that area and let it release from here, I'm gonna open my chest and go onto my back a little bit, right where my scapula is, underneath the scapula bone, and open. Okay, come back around. Let's switch to the other side. So I'm going to place the ball on my deltoid and rest my head on the foam roller. And then go down a little bit more. A little bit more. And sit up a little bit, place this part on the ball. Make sure that you're not hitting bone, that it's all muscle. Find a nice spot and just lean into it. Putting my right hand on top to make sure it doesn't fall off and also to direct the energy, the pressure. Okay, and then flip, and let's make some circles. Generally, close to the thumb is really painful, is really tight, because your thumb does a lot of work. Or at least my thumb does. I don't know if anybody else's does. If you're typing a lot, maybe. And here comes Zuli. Now, take this and put it under on your lap. The Zuli train. This one, I'm not putting something on my head. You can if it hurts, but I really like the stretch on the other side. So I appreciate the stretch in my neck. And then make sure you're close to the front of the foam roller so you don't fall off, and then open under your scapula. Moving around inside there. Whatever feels good. I should like get into trouble. And now let's take the foam roller and put it on our backs. And we're gonna roll out carefully our backs, and let's stretch up and over. To get a little bit of a shoulder stretch and a back stretch. And then we're gonna lower it down. If I wasn't in the frame, I would just keep pushing forward the frame of the camera, but since if I do that, you won't see me anymore. I'm gonna adjust. If this is too much, you can lift up if you put, lift your hips up, can help. You can also put a pillow under your hips. Okay, let's move on. Obviously, you can stay out here as long as you want. You can just pause and then continue. We're gonna move on to our IT bands. I think IT bands get really tight, but I actually think that it comes from your hips and your quads and your hamstrings. So while that's just a theory, if you find joy in rolling out your IT bands, continue. But I also roll out my hamstrings and my quads, so I get all angles of my leg, and especially under the IT band. There's a lot going on there too, just under it. And then the hamstring. The hamstring's a little hard to put the weight on. We will come back to our calves in a second. Let's go to the other side. That's really tight on me. I can stay there forever. Okay. Now for the calves. So I'm going to take this, the two balls side by side, and it's perfect because my shin bone is going to go right there. If you don't have two side by side, just do one side at a time. But here's my shin bone, and we don't want to roll that out. It's just going to hurt. So I'm going to go on either side of that, where the muscle and the fleshy part is. Other side. You don't even have to stay for too long. Sometimes just putting energy there, putting pressure there tells your body, hey, don't forget about this part. And it sends blood down there, and then it helps to soften it on its own. Okay, and now we're gonna go back to this guy. Come sideways, we're gonna put it under my hamstrings and sit. That is my cat knocking stuff over. Okay, now we're gonna roll out the feet. There's a whole video all on rolling out the feet. I'm just gonna go quickly. Stepping, rolling. Okay, that's not everything. We still have the insides. So I'm going to put that on the inside of my leg. And then up in the top. This is really hard to get, but you can bend your knee. And I'm putting it right where the seam of my pants is. If it's too little, go ahead and try this one. Wow, it's a little bit harder to get your weight on it though. So I prefer the little balls. Other side. This one. Don't know why I'm singing. Notice if one side is tighter than the other. It might just change how you move through the world if you're like, whoa, my left side is way tighter. Comes the Zuli train. And I'm on the inside of that seam again, where my pant seam is. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. We could do some more neck stuff and some more trap stuff, but it can get a little bit tricky if, because I'm not in person, but there is more neck stuff to do. But that is a significant amount of rolling out your body. Hope it helps. I know today all my muscles are like this. So I need a little bit of a rollout. I hope it's helping for you too. Enjoy. Bye.